The silence grows inside me, wider than the deserts I wander through. Each fading evening, there are moments I almost forget to breathe because your memory sits heavy upon my chest like an invisible mountain no strength can lift. I try speaking to the sky, but even it has grown tired of hearing prayers that never reach the one they were meant for. The wind listens, but offers only coldness in return, a coldness that reminds me constantly of your absence. Every night I place my hand on my heart, hoping its rhythm will steady itself, but it beats in broken patterns, like a rider who lost direction in a desert with no stars to guide him. I walk into the palace halls, and your fragrance still lingers faintly on the curtains, on the marble, on the quiet corners where you once stood smiling without saying anything. Silence was your softest language, and now it is the loudest ache I carry daily. I sit by the sea often, watching the waves collapse again and again, like hearts that refuse to learn from breaking. They rush forward, despite knowing they will retreat empty, just like me, reaching for you. Memories come like uninvited guests, slow, heavy, and impossible to send away. They sit with me for hours, replaying your laughter, your hands, your eyes, your promises that once felt eternal before they shattered quietly like glass in my trembling palms. Some nights I wake up breathless, as if your goodbye still echoes across my ribs. It was not loud, but it was final, carried by a stillness sharper than any blade I have ever held in battle. I wander through the gardens again, searching for the footsteps we carved together. Time has erased them completely, as it erases everything except the pain it leaves behind like a silent inheritance. People speak to me politely, but my answers break before reaching my lips. They see a prince, a leader, a poet, but not the man who mourns a love buried in the living world, not earth. My horses bow their heads quietly whenever I arrive, as if sensing my unspoken grief. They know better than anyone how a heart cracks without making sound. They have carried me through storms, yet this storm inside me refuses to pass. Sometimes I wonder if you ever think of me in the stillness of night, or if my name is now a forgotten whisper drifting through empty skies. I wonder if your heart pauses, even for a moment when memories flash uninvited, the way mine does every time I see something you once loved. I write letters. I never send words that bleed from a wound. Time refuses to close. Each letter begins with hope and ends with the same ache, the ache of missing someone who may never return. Yet, despite everything, despite the distance, despite the silence, despite the wounds, your name remains the softest place inside my heart, the only place that still feels like home, even if you are no longer there. And so I carry on quietly with grace outside and storms inside, learning every day how to live with a love that refuses to die, even in the deepest chambers of separation's night. There comes a night in every lover's life when memories grow too heavy to carry, yet too precious to release. Tonight is mine. I sit alone beneath a sky that once felt like our private kingdom, a vault of shimmering promises. But now the stars look distant, as though they have turned their faces away, unwilling to witness the storm rising inside me once again. I try to close my eyes, but your face blooms in the darkness like a forbidden flower, untouchable, unforgettable, inevitable. Your name circles my ribs like a restless falcon, searching for home, yet finding none. I whisper your name into the stillness, hoping it might return softened, carrying even a trace of warmth from the world you now inhabit without me. But the silence stays, silent, steady, cold, a reminder that distance is not measured in miles, but in hearts that no longer move toward each other. Tonight, for the first time, I admit to myself that longing has become my companion, not by choice, not by desire, but by destiny's quiet decree. It walks with me through the corridors of my mind, taking the place you once held so effortlessly. I replay the days we touched the world together, your eyes sparkling like twin moons on restless tides. You were the calm in every storm, the warmth in every cold wind, the breath my soul borrowed whenever life grew too heavy. Now, without you, my breaths are shallow, hesitant, uneven. I feel like a traveler who lost the map to his own heart, wandering endlessly through memories that glow like old lanterns, soft, flickering, but never bright enough to guide me home. I visit the places we once promised forever, the dunes that held our laughter, the pathways where our shadows walked side by side, like whispered prayers. They greet me with the same sand, the same wind, the same quiet, but not the same warmth. You were the warmth. Some nights I wonder if you left because love scared you, because it was too deep, too true, too